President appoints Head of Department of History Department, Manipur University, Professor Naurem Lokendra as new Vice Chancellor of Manipur University. AICC Manipur in charge, Bhakta Charan Das, says internal issue in Congress party under control and none of the Congress MLAs have left Congress nor joined any other political parties. Manipur reports 1,284 new COVID-19 cases out of 6,836 samples tested in the last 24 hours. COVID positivity rate in the state reaches 18.8%. India records 38,740 recoveries and above 35,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate stands at 97.36%. And Tokyo Olympics 2020 begins with opening ceremony at Tokyo Stadium. Mary Kom and Manpreet Singh lead the Indian contingent. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm Laithangbam Monika with the latest news updates. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear a mask properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the news in details. As per an order issued by Ministry of Education, Department of Higher Education, Government of India yesterday, Head of Department of History Department, Manipur University, Professor Naurem Lokendra has been appointed as the new Vice Chancellor of Manipur University. Professor N. Lokendra took charge as Vice Chancellor of Manipur University today. He was appointed as per Statute 2 Clause 1 of Manipur University Act 2005 for 5 years. Speaking to media, Professor N. Lokendra said as a Vice Chancellor, he will strive to upgrade Manipur University in the national framework ranking and to share national character to the teachers and students of the university. He added that he will try to keep the commitment towards UGC programs and academic activities, keeping in mind the affected academic atmosphere due to COVID-19 pandemic. He said a meeting will be held with representatives of Dean of Schools and Academic and Executive Council when the pandemic subsides.
Manipur gi mapanda hek Manipur University gi taba kansida Manipur sidi yamna langba state amo oina hek khanaba adubu hawgiba sahi ahumari asidadi huzik ladiba honorable akoi chief minister gi magi government gi makada mana akoi gi packet laiba go to the village, go to the hills ade miyam gi nimit kai si yamna akoi gi siguma mayam singa sina hawgiba sahi khara asidadi akoi gi some kind of socio political convergence ama Manipur ji kitang taptharakba Manipur ji kitang neta ba gi mo ma simla Masina academic programs in Kasiyamna progressively Prathataviki Kumang Chokshin and Navigi opportunity of the P. Adu Tivana pandemic city global problem Nina, Masidi Hectare Sapaya, the Vanina, Masiki Suji Kudong to the Mayumari, Adubu, National Institutional Ranking Framework, Sananamita people's perception about universities, Akogi Yam, the positive way that Masiki perception, Lahanamita, Masiki Suji, activities, Kayama, Alum Laho Charakani.
Speaking to media, Professor Lokendra said academic programs of the university were affected for more than 1.5 decades due to the ethnic and social issues of the state. He added various issues in the state were solved by the present government in the last 3 to 4 years, and advancements were made towards education as well as in various infrastructures of the university. However, there were obstructions in various activities of the university for the last 1.5 years due to the pandemic. They assured to continue conduct of online classes, admission and UGC programs as per calendar despite the pandemic. He added that conduct of more quality researches, publications, giving of incentives and others will be taken up under the guidance of the new VC. He also showed to form Central University Consortium for all the central universities in the Northeast states to conduct knowledge exchange program for students.
North East leriba akoi Central University sigi consortium gumba ma sagat pasi masi yam tangai phadena khale aduna sigumba consortium ji sagat lagadi scholars asi constantly akoi gi exchange tongna interaction tongna moida akoi gi tongan ba akoi research ideas innovative ideas in lakani adugi findings sing du kharaga na quality oiba mo ngam da lakani adugo loina na satra sing ji ju adu makhan gi interactions to constantly sum tongna di anu knowledge di frontier do juda dum changhin mangam bani habisima ai gi kana thajabni sumain tawdana university mayam sing ase akoi gi hana lerami ba subject combination gi mong se masi dagi di paradigm shift ama toraga multidisciplinary ba tongan ma subjects ji amaga combination si pire haraga hanagi lerami ba akoi gi knowledge creation gi framework se masina taba atopa knowledge creation gi framework amda pusalaga akoi gi human knowledge gi frontier ji pakthong na bu honari ne NEP 2020 si akoi na Manipur University da tangai phadana handak chahi dagi phawda academic council amadi akoi board of studies ing akoi khanaraga akoi khara phawdi tamna akoi hauna na bagi akoi changjen na bagi masigi khongthang si
AICC Manipur in charge Bhakta Charan Das said that none of the Congress MLAs have left Congress nor joined any other political parties. He assured that the internal issue in Congress party is under control. Speaking to media at Classic Grande Chingmerong today, Bhakta Charan Das said following resignation of MPCC former President Govindas Konthosam, he held talks with sitting MLAs, ex-MLAs, office bearers and senior leaders individually to solve the internal issue. He added that he held telephonic conversation with those MLAs and senior leaders whom he could not talk in person. He also announced that arrangements are made for upcoming state general election 2022 to rule the state by the Congress party once again. Upon asking regarding the vacant post of MPCC President, Bhakta Charan Das said the post was not filled up hurriedly owing to political unrest issue in the state and COVID-19 situation. He assured to appoint someone eligible who will strengthen the Congress party in the state.
14 MLAs were there, 12 were there. One came and met me yesterday, and another is sick, he is having COVID. Mr. Didi Taisi is having COVID, so he could not come. He had a talk with her. And Mr. Jaikishan spoke to me over telephone. Today he is likely to meet me. So almost all the MLAs are there. Even Govindas has not left the party so far. We are trying to be in touch with all our MLAs. The exercises are on, and since I arrived here, the situation is under control. Our senior leader like Sri Laithangbam, Mr. Ivovi Singh ji, they are all in the process. All senior ex-ministers, they are working out. Everybody is engaged to strengthen the party and win the next election.
Village chief of Ichum Kairab Kom village, Laivon Rekub Song Kom, said land dispute occurred at Ichum Kairab Kom village in Kampopit district on July 17 could not come to a conclusion. He appealed to authorities concerned to look into the matter as the land dispute issue could not be solved as per customary law of the village and award befitted punishment to the culprit. He added remembrance ceremony of 5 generations of the village was held at village church on July 17. However, villagers residing at Hilltop did not attend the ceremony despite inviting them to join in the ceremony. He added, villagers residing at the hilltop were the ones who took refuge during the Naga-Kuki conflict in 1993. Village Chief Laivon said around 50 villagers from the hilltop came to the church on the ceremony day and physically assaulted those residing near the hills. He added, one pregnant woman who was assaulted during the incident is undergoing treatment at RIMS Hospital.
Singsu phana yam sokre hui nupi masu masa wai sangdaba nupi masu kawbadagi hui ma doctor yaukhre ngar mathak e kangbu 93 da lakpa kangbu singsina mi ni phumuk se laklaga chainung puralaga parthana tawba manung sida akhoi bo phubire adonga si se compromise tawsia ba kanda moi mathak lomda lakpa kangbu se yadre yadana ok pura uso moi amuk hanjin khare aduna masigi maram sida akhoi ge mari lainaba authority nataraga kanagumba na masigi se kanana lanbano kari karama na masi thigat pirodi masi akhoi yamna pukning penjagani.
Thongju Kendra Tengbang Lub has alleged Uchekon Chongabi resident Laithangbam Sanahal alias Konung Jao for trying to mar the public image of chief patron of Thongju Kendra Tengbang Lub TKTL cum Imphal East Zilla Parisat member Seram Nikain, thereby demanding clarification from N. Sanahal into the July 18 incident happened at Uchekon Chongabi. In a video release, M. Jawan of Thongju Kendra Tengbang Lub said that on July 18, Sanahal visited a residence in Singjamai, Mongkhang Lambi, and rumored to the residents that Seram Nikain took his daughter outside the state, later killing her. He said that Nikain sent two of his men on his vehicle to pick up Sanahal for clarification into the rumor. However, Sanahal called workers of Thongju constituency intending candidate Laithangbam Presyojit and the situation got escalated. Thongju Kendra Tengbang Lub demanded Sanahal to clarify on the matter before July 28. Failing to do so, Thongju Kendra Tengbang Lub will take up legal action against Sanahal.
Hana Chainabagi Thogdok Asida, Yamna Maru in a Sienari Bamui, Nontobam, Sanahan, Elias Kunungjao, Hai Bamui Sina, Hai Kiba Wahi, Migi Imu Manu, Yamna, Tamu Shopan Waitaba, Masagamaki, Masano Pibu, Hogi, Lying, Nabagidamata, Mapalam the Purgasapani, Masida, Sanahanna, Masamagna Poksaba, Masano Pibu, Hatopangamba, Mioi, Haidambase. Masigi matangda lakli batang kunipan buki manungda Laithangbam Sanahanna Sri Seram Nikain gi mafamda laklaga haiba khanna chainabagi mana ngangthokiba wahi singsigi aroiba wari sanama puthoknaba mahak Sri Seram Nikain gi mafamda lakadabani ha.
Meanwhile, N. Sanahal drew the attention of Nongpok Nongchub Zilla Parisat member Seram Nikain in illegally sorting out the ongoing issue related to the July 18 argument which took place at Kongba Makha Nandaibam Lekai Chongabe. Speaking to media today, N. Sanahal said that S. Nikain threatening him of filing NSA against him was unfortunate. He also urged all local clubs to not involve into the issue. Sanahal also said on July 18 last, he along with S. Presyojit from Thongju went to the residence of Thogdam Somendro from Thongju Pachtu to offer condolences to the demise of a person known to them. He added, during the visit, supposedly the mother-in-law of Seram Nikain, who was present at the venue, said that Nikain took his differently abled daughter to Delhi for medical treatment. However, his daughter never returned home. Sanahal also added he, along with another 3 individuals, have inquired on the authenticity of the incident from a shop owner in Kongba Khetri Lekai.
Wadu aina tamnana mangonda hairuban nati magi thamoi sokpa khotpa adu kari kra tawba ai mangonda karimta aran ba haiban nati chumaran gi damakta di court lei court na achumaran tawraga police ta tawraga ko na achumaran puthokadabni seisida khabar da asuk luraba tanja covid ki luraba tanja sida sumain irang thondana dhap tawdana mi amada dhap tawdana tawbase siam tina ikai ningai ni ma hojik akoi aja jila parisana ma oiraga mingonda mapi macha manau singchida mana ibungo sumain tawdana si tawdana Them smile to the highway Motamana meet Haraga. A COVID Matamjida meet Harakpaji, Sarkargi rule to guy whenever. Migi Mayumam the Lakai Wang, Malalaga mi Pukalaga Samtona Jehabaje, where she see Matangi Yamna Nuaja.
Manipur reported 1,284 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of 6,836 samples tested in the last 24 hours. COVID positivity rate on July 23rd stands on 18.8%. As per State Health Department and COVID-19 Command Control Room press release this afternoon, total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Manipur have reached 90,262. 15 COVID patients died in the past 24 hours, rising the death toll to 1,451. All the necessary medical precautionary measures like containment and contact tracing are in place. Committee on COVID-19 Manipur, a conglomerate of KADA, UPF, NIPCO, AMSU, UPACO, MAPI Council carried out COVID awareness at various areas of Imphal East, Thoubal and Kaching district today. The committee members used loudspeakers and urged people to get COVID vaccine, to undergo COVID tests if suspected, get treatment on time, and to not trust rumors against vaccine. Based on an order issued by State Chief Secretary Dr. Rajesh Kumar on July 19, the e-commerce delivery service is exempted from the curfew imposed area by state government. As a result, Manipur e-commerce stores have started their services on delivering essential day-to-day items including vegetables, medicines, grocery items, sanitary items, baby foods and others. However, delivery executives are being detained by police personnel stating that local e-commerces are not permitted to resume their service except for big e-commerce companies such as Amazon, Myntra and others. A press release issued by United Committee on Delivery Executives stated that the situation is creating confusion over what kind of e-commerce stores are permitted and what are not. United Committee on Delivery Executives demanded transparency in this matter. The press release requested the state government to look into the matter and address the public and requested the same to the DGP Manipur. 87-year-old Laithangbam Sakhi, who is undergoing medical treatment at the isolation ward of Kakching COVID Care Center, is recovering from COVID-19. The senior citizen is a resident of Laithangbam constituency in Kakching district, and reportedly no one was there to take care of Sakhi during her sickness. Her health has improved due to the support and immense care of the staffs in the Kakching District Health Society. Speaking to media, medical in charge of Kakching COVID Care Center, Dr. Monika Maroon said, on July 16, staffs of Kakching District Health Society picked up from her residence on finding that her health was deteriorating due to the COVID-19 infection. Dr. Arun added, staffs of the COVID Care Center strictly monitored her during the course of the treatment. He also said that none of her family members failed to inquire about her so far, and Sakhi is now under the care of the Kakching District Health Society.
Laithangbam Kendra manung chana leiba mafam dagini maksi COVID-19 positive oirna leiba matamda maki sagai na tai imung manung mari mata kana leitre seba tawina mathol thong maram moiduna maki haksangi philum haramde mahak masana sak chaba ngamamde hotuna chatpa paw ngamdre District Health Society Kakching gi miyeng makhada COVID Care Center amasung isolation ward ki staff singna mahaki mayumda chatuna mahakpu lokhatuna mafam asida emit tawduna thambire aduga hauzik mahaki sebari leitabana maram oiduna COVID Care Center amasung isolation ward ki staff singna numit khudingi mahakpu seba tawduna pungning changna yengsuduna thammi
JC against the brutal killing of MV Riyashad demanded to authorities concerned to arrest all the involved in the alleged mob lynching of MV Riyashad Ali and giving them befitted punishment by July 27. Press release from the JAC said 20-year-old MV Riyashad Ali was beaten up to death by a mob on July 20, while 20-year-old Muhammad Azmir and 25-year-old Muhammad Zamir Khan were left injured. The JAC also warned of launching demonstrations if the authority concerned failed to book all involved within the set deadline. As per an order by the High Court of Manipur, Wang Khemcha Wangthoi alias Kishore Chandra, who was arrested under National Security Act, was released from Central Jail Sajiwa today. It may be mentioned that Kishore Chandra was arrested on May 17 for posting quote-unquote cow dung and cow urine didn't work on his Facebook. Following the writ petition filed by Kishore Chandra's wife to High Court, a bench comprising of Chief Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice K.H. Nobin Singh on an interim direction ordered to release Kishore Chandra on personal release bond of 1,000 rupees. The joint platform of Central Trade Unions and Sectoral Independent Federations and Workers Association carried out protest towards aggressive and hectic exercise of the central government to privatize defense production sector and ordnance factories network. The reports have poured in from all over India for protest actions by several lakhs of workers, employees from formal and informal economy sectors organizing actions in form of demonstrations, dharnas, badge wearing, lunch hour protest and others. Trade Union also carried out the protest at Parliament Street in Delhi. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Extra Ed School, Ghari Awag Laikai. Online registration for Class 11 2021-22 is now open. Visit school website www.extraedschool.in. Also, download admission bulletin and read carefully before filling up the form.
Hello viewers, Impact Music on Demand hana SMS amadi WhatsApp ki kuthangda isai khanbiramba adu haujikti adom-adomgi mobile phone dagi selfie video request oinasu adom-adomna apamba isai sing adu khanbirakpa yaragani haina khanghanjari kaubiraganu adom-adomgi mobile phone dagi selfie video request oina isai khanbirakpa yaragani. Impact Music on Demand every Saturday 6:30 PM, repeat next day 1 PM.
The St. Anthony School, Chingmairong is a CBSE co-educational English medium school run by committed professional teachers with a focus on discipline, critical thinking, creativity and collaborative learning. The school has one of the best campuses providing top-class educational and sporting facilities. Admissions ongoing for Class 11 Arts and Science 2021-22 session.
You are the future. School, a place where your future is carved. Exploring new ideas, spacious classrooms equipped with smart boards, well-stocked library, expression in art, educating young minds, even making stronger. This is where you start, cause it all begins with you. UNACO School, excellence in education.
Welcome back. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. India reported a total of 35,342 new COVID-19 confirmed cases during the last 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the country's COVID tally stands above 3,12,93,000, out of which 4,05,513 are active cases. India reported 38,740 recoveries in the last 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases in the country to 3,468,079. India's recovery rate stands at 97.36%, while the death toll has reached 4,19,470 with the addition of 483 new COVID-19 fatalities. Over 42 crore 34 lakh people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in India so far. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 19 crore 35 lakh 67,000 people, above 41 lakh 54,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 17 crore 58 lakh 50,000. The United States of America has the highest active cases of above 51 lakh 9,000 in the world. In view of the improving COVID-19 pandemic situation in Himachal Pradesh and considering the academic career of students, Himachal Pradesh government has announced on resuming offline classes for class 10 and 12 from August 2. Reopening of coaching institutions in the state from July 26 was also discussed during a state cabinet meeting convened by the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, J. Ram Thakur. Reports said students of class 5 to 8 will be allowed to visit their respective schools and discuss difficult syllabus and topics with the teachers. District Legal Services Authority DLSA Impal East, an association with paralegal volunteers in Impal East, jointly organized one-day legal awareness program on schemes and relief measures for people affected by COVID-19 via online today. The program was held under the aegis of Manipur State Legal Services Authority MASLSA, Program Officer SCPCPS, Department of Social Welfare Malalisam, spoke on schemes and relief measures for people affected by COVID-19, such as CM's COVID-19 affected livelihood support schemes, Chief Minister gi Sontharaba Singh Tengbang CMST, Chief Minister gi Angang gi Tengbang CMAT, District and Sessions Judge Impal East cum Chairman DLSA Impal East RK Memcha, Chief Judicial Magistrate of Impal East cum Secretary DLSA Impal East and Laithangbam and other important persons took part in the event. An interaction program was also held during the program. District Legal Services Authority DLSA Ukrul and Community Network for Empowerment under the aegis of Manipur State Legal Services Authority organized a webinar for Ukrul and Kamjong districts today. The webinar also held on criminalization of drug users, a threat to health and social development, discussion on factors leading to criminalization of drug users in local context, its effect on health and social development, and a way of forward. President of Community Network for Empowerment, Nalini Kanta Rajkumar, spoke as resource person at the webinar. Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee of Manipur STDCM appealed to the state government on sending necessary recommendations to the Center for Inclusion of Meitei community to the Scheduled Tribe list before the commencement of railways in the state. Working Committee of Apun Balub today marked the 12th death anniversary of Chungkham Sanjit and Thokchom Rabina. It may be mentioned that Sanjit and Rabina were gunned down by the state police commando personnel in fake encounter at the busy Kwairamban market on this very day of 2009. Due to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic, the observance was held as an intimate affair at the respective residences of Sanjit and Rabina. Only family members of the two deceased took part in the observance. Speaking to media, leaders of Apun Balub has expressed discontentment that authorities concerned have failed to set light into the infamous incident and failed to deliver justice to the victims and their families till date. Apun Balub also assured of fighting against fake encounters in the coming days. The 66th Foundation Day of Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh Manipur State was held at Modern School Ghari by strictly adhering to COVID SOPs. Manipur and Nagaland Saha Sangathan Mantri and Tomba demanded to authorities concerned to provide 9 months pending honorarium to Anganwadi helpers and workers, as well as conclude the pending recruitment process of MSPD CL. Now the sports news. The 32nd Summer Olympic Games kicked off today at the newly built National Stadium in Tokyo, Japan. In view of the prevailing COVID-19 situation and pandemic, only 950 individuals comprising officials and reporters were allowed to attend the opening ceremony of the Tokyo Olympics 2020. Meanwhile, only 22 athletes and 6 official members took part in the low-key opening ceremony. It may be mentioned that 6-time world boxing champion MC Mary Kom, along with Indian men's hockey team captain Manpreet Singh attended the opening ceremony as flag bearers of the Indian contingent. One hockey player, 8 pugilists, 4 table tennis players, 2 players from rowing, 1 each in gymnastics, swimming and fencing, along with 4 athletes of sailing took part in the opening ceremony. More than 11,000 athletes from 206 countries will compete in 33 different events in the mega sporting event. It is also worth mentioning that wrestler Bajrang Punia will be the flag bearer at the closing ceremony of the Tokyo Games on August 8. On the other hand, Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and Minister of State Nisit Parmanik cheered for Indian athletes during the opening ceremony of Tokyo Olympics from Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. Eminent personalities from all walks, which include ex-athletes and others from across the country, joined the event to motivate the athletes as part of the Cheer for India campaign envisioned by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian contingent comprised of 127 athletes at this Olympics, which includes the highest female representation of 56 athletes. Men's Football League matches of the 32nd Olympic Games commenced yesterday. In the first 2 league matches of Group A, Mexico defeated France 4-1 and host Japan defeated South Africa 1-0. In Group B league matches, New Zealand defeated South Korea 1-0 and Romania drubbed Honduras 1-0. In Group C league matches, Egypt and Spain ended in goalless draw and Australia defeated Argentina 2-0. In Group D league matches, Ivory Coast drubbed Saudi Arabia 2-1 and Brazil defeated Germany 4-2. 16 men's teams divided into 4 groups are competing in the league matches. The second league matches will be played between Mexico and Japan, France and South Africa, New Zealand and Honduras, Romania and South Africa, Argentina and Egypt, Australia and Spain, Brazil and Ivory Coast, and Germany and Saudi Arabia on July 25 morning. BJP Sports Cell Manipur Pradesh and International Peace and Social Advancement IPSA Kanglei Park in different press releases conveyed best wishes to 5 Manipuri athletes taking part in the 32nd Summer Olympic Games 2020. Minister of State Information and Information Public Relations Minister Thongam Biswajit on Twitter wished for grand success to the Indian contingent taking part in the 32nd Tokyo Olympic Games 2020. MPCC General Secretary P. Sarachandra and his team extended monetary aid to 2 Manipuri athletes, Laithangbam Sushila and Sanglakpam Nilakanta from Hengang constituency. P. Sarachandra, President of Hengang Block Congress Committee, Dr. N.G. Broten and members visited the residences of the 2 athletes and extended the help. The team also conveyed best wishes to the 5 Manipuri athletes.
Japan ki Tokyo Olympics ta Bharat represent tawduna Manipur ki sanaroi mangana saruk yaba phangbashi Manipur gi damakta ikhoi yam chawthokchai sanagadoriba makhoi gi game sing asida mai pakpa ngamnam gi damakta amadi masana khudimakta mai paktuna medal portuna Manipur imagi mixed pornam gi damakta imung manung gi miyoi singaloina ngasi ikhoi yaipa thonibagi thormashi pangthokchabani.
Manipur Police Sports Club expressed happiness and congratulated Ngangom Baladevi upon conferment of AIFF Women's Football of the Year 2020-21 by All India Football Federation. Ngangom Baladevi is currently playing for Scotland's Rangers FC. Executive Council member of All Manipur Football Association Huidrom Jay Chandra from Bishnupur, Ward number 5, passed away at Janims yesterday. Members of All Manipur Football Association held a condolence meeting today. Press release from AMFA said attendees eulogized H. J. Chandra and shared grief at the bereaved family. Ariha Pangabam has bagged rank 1 in aerobics for all over India. Ariha from Kongba Uchekon, who is playing under the supervision of Yumnam Ranjan, was also placed in the 17th position in World Ranking 2021. All Manipur Gymnastic Association expressed happiness upon Ariha for her achievements. Before we end, a quick look at the headlines once again. President appoints Head of Department of History Department, Manipur University, Professor Naurem Lokendra as the new Vice Chancellor of Manipur University. AICC Manipur in charge Bhakta Charan Das says internal issue in Congress party under control and none of the Congress MLAs have left Congress nor joined any other political party. Manipur reports 1,284 new COVID-19 cases out of 6,836 samples tested in the last 24 hours. COVID positivity rate in the state reaches 18.8%. India records 38,740 recoveries and above 35,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate stands at 97.36%. And Tokyo Olympics 2020 begins with opening ceremony at Tokyo Stadium. Mary Kom and Manpreet Singh lead the Indian contingent. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Have a great Sunday evening and stay safe.